Hi everyone, Rob MaximumRD here. Wednesday, October the 5th, 5:28 p.m. Many of you have already heard the sad news. Now, you know me, or a lot of you know me pretty well, and you know that I'm not one to just jump on the bandwagon or to make a video that I already know, 10,000 other people are probably making at this very moment. And I did debate on whether I would even bother, because it's not like I can add or say anything else that isn't going to be said a million times. But I felt compelled to do so. And so here it is, just a quick one. Again, as most of you are probably already aware, I would assume you're likely already aware before watching my video. I found out about, I guess, half an hour or so ago that Steve Jobs has passed away. A lot of you might know that, I'm in no way an Apple fan. I'm not a big fan of the products. I've no interest in an iPad or iPhone or a Mac, definitely, to be sure. But I just wanted to make this video to say that regardless of all that, Steve Jobs was still a big part of my history in computing. Because I am a classic console and computer collector. Perhaps one day I'll have an Apple IIe or something like that. Something that I can play some old Apple classic games on. But other than that, I think right away, for some reason, one of the things that pops into my head is the movie Pirates of Silicon Valley. One of my favorite movies. Yes, it was relatively low budget, but if any of you have ever seen it, it had a great soundtrack. And yes, they were very loose on a lot of the details and the accounts, history-wise. With Anthony Michael Hall playing Bill Gates and Noah Wiley playing Steve Jobs, both of whom did a terrific job as far as I'm concerned. But of course, being into the hobby that I'm in, classic computers, technology in general, gaming, things like that, of course I followed it all, and I was fascinated from the early Apple commercial that or mimicked the Big Brother theme for the Apple's, I believe it was the Think Different campaign. I mean, that was again directed by Ridley Scott. I mean, that was a momentous occasion in history. And well, while I personally always kind of saw Steve Jobs more as more as the front man. Not so much the behind-the-scenes guy, not so much the guy that was, producing the hardware or creating the software, but more as the front man. He was the ringmaster of the Apple circus, basically, and I mean that in every kind way and with all due respect. Some people are people persons. Some people are very good at having a presence, and as anyone who has viewed any of the Apple shows, all the trade shows and things like that, it's pretty obvious that Steve Jobs was that man. And even years ago when he was booted, pretty much he was hijacked. It was, they kind of staged a coup and got rid of Steve Jobs there, and they started cloning all the hardware and licensing out the Apple hardware to third-party companies and things like that. And what happened? The company almost totally lost it and went bankrupt. And pretty much, you know, they got Steve Jobs back because they realized that there was a lot more to him than what they had given him credit for. And you know, when early on when he came back, you know, wasn't long after that that we saw all the multicolored iMacs and things like that, and it was always his decisions that led to a lot of the style choices and features that would be included in the Mac line. And you know, he booted all those third-party companies and said, you know, Apple would be the only ones in charge of their hardware division and licensing out the OS. You know, he basically had an iron fist in making sure that nobody was using the Apple OS or anything like that. I mean, sure, you have products like the Hackintosh and whatnot, but those are all kind of basement projects that people do. But you know, he got the company back on its feet, and he is, you know, he's always had a very distinct vision, you know. And like I said, I've heard a lot of things behind the scenes, what it might have been like to work late nights in those Apple offices while Mr. Jobs roamed the halls, and you know, etc. But now's the time to just say that he was a big part of the history in computing. Nobody can deny that, regardless of how you feel about the person. Steve Jobs is just huge, just a large part of the history that helped shape computing as we know it today, and the computing platforms. And let's face, you know, I'd be the first one to hate to admit that when it comes to tablets and devices like that, you know, Apple is the company that everyone's trying to catch up to. You know, I hate admitting that. I really do. I hope that Windows 8 tablets finally start to put them on the map, but I don't know. I won't hold my breath. That's never really been Microsoft's strong point. You know, it's not, no matter how hard Microsoft tries, it's not hip or cool to be a Windows user as much as they would like you to believe it is. And even though it's my platform of choice, there's something to be said for the following that Steve Jobs created. So, you know, I don't know what else to say, so I'll leave it at that and just say once again, rest in peace, Mr. Jobs. Thank you for being the person you were and creating a legacy. And just very sad. I believe it was 56 years of age. That's, you know, I'm 43. So to think that somebody would, you know, pass away at 56 is just, you know, it's very sad. Anyways, yeah, that's it. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to go on and on about it, but just wanted to say my words and give my moment of respect and thanks. It's the end of an era. All right, so rest in peace, Mr. Jobs. Rob, MaximumRD out. Catch you next time. Bye for now.